All right, guys, how are you? This is Charles Norman, Sports Solutions LLC. We are the creators of AthleticSOS. And so this is my series. This, I think, is number 5. And today we want to talk about what do you see? What do you see? Because one of the things we always get is that the high school coach is against me. The travel club coach is against me. They're not giving me an opportunity. They're not giving me a chance. The person in front of me is not as good as I am or as good as my kid is. Or all of these things. You're not getting a chance to compete. In which if you're not getting a chance to compete, especially at the varsity level, then you're going to run into the problem is why would you be offered an athletic scholarship? And it is a problem because the biggest thing you're up against as a young athlete is time. And so one of the things I used to always talk about was, what do you see? Because I never believe that you're stuck. There's always an opening. There's always a way to get on the field of play, the field of competition. Do you see it? And then the other thing is, are you willing to do whatever it takes to get there? So what I want to do is take an example. So there was a young lady playing tennis. I used to really make a big thing out of tennis because it's one of the head count sports for women at the NCAA Division I level. And the head count sport means you're going to get a full ride. I always said, hey, if you play girls tennis, you try as hard as you can to get a Division I scholarship and you're kind of set. Now that's going away in 2025, 2026, but let's not talk about that. Let's just talk about this situation. So there was a family, their daughter, she's a sophomore. She's on varsity, girls varsity at her high school. Pretty good, right? You think everything's okay. Parents aren't having it. They've spent so much money getting her there, so much time, going to so many competitions, and they've got all these trainers and everything. And clearly they believe their daughter's better than the girls, or should at least be playing in the bigger matches. So she's getting a chance to play, but she's not playing the bigger matches because the junior and the seniors on the team are getting those opportunities, but she's getting a chance to play, but she wants to be a star. I mean, she's a good player. I don't know that much about girls tennis, but she's a star. So she wants to have that glory. She's always been good coming up. And so the parents are kind of frustrated. The young lady's kind of frustrated. And and I asked them, I go, well, what do you guys see? Where's the opening? There's an opening. What is the coach saying? They're saying we're doing a great job and just kind of wait your turn. You're a little weak in these positions. I said, okay, well, they're kind of telling you what you want. Let your trainer know so you guys can work on it. But the parents aren't believing it. They believe their kid deserves to be playing against the best of the best. I guess for tennis, it's when the best person on the opposing high school team and your best player go head to head. At some point, they get to that championship round, and the girls in front of her were getting it done at those big matches. And so I'm saying, why would that coach change? And I know there's sometimes the coach doesn't like you. Sometimes the coach is not giving you an opportunity. Sometimes the coach is just likes that other person better for whatever reason. And sometimes it's just that person fits what that coach teaches. They do what that coach wants, emphasizes. And it's just part of their game. It's nothing you did wrong. You have a different skill set, and they don't need that right now. But what if you're a senior or you're a junior or you're a senior? What are you going to do about it? But I want to see a girls tennis match at the high school level. What is it that they're not seeing? And so I go to the tennis match, but it wasn't me watching the tennis match that made the difference. It was looking at they had a little brochure on all the kids that were playing and all this stuff that was going on. And I'm looking at their team, and they've got the roster and who the girls are, what year they are, they've won this match, that match, they've done all this stuff, right? So I'm just looking at it. It's not even hard for me to see. And what I see is they are not competing in the doubles for this particular tournament. And because one of the players that is the partner for the doubles is not playing. And I'm looking at this and I'm going, there's your opening. They're not playing in the doubles match, which could probably cost them winning this match against the other schools. And so, afterwards we were all talking. I said, there's an opening right here. There's a doubles position that's opening. Why don't you go and do that right now? You're a sophomore. And the family, and well, she doesn't play doubles. And doubles is not her strength. That's not what we've been working for. I go, but it's an opening here. I said, why don't you just go and ask the person who's the other person for the doubles if they, want to work with you, that you want to work with them. You'd like to learn about playing doubles. Talk to the coach about playing doubles. And so she did that. The following week, reluctantly, they didn't want to do it because they thought if you play doubles, they don't see you as a single player. And they could be right. Maybe I'm seeing it wrong. Maybe I don't understand girls tennis or women's tennis. But she ended up playing dope, but she got to play, and they got to play against the better players. Now, I didn't follow them that far that, the story ends up that they win the championship or the state championship or something like that. I didn't go that far. But it still illustrates the fact that if you want to get an opportunity to play, find where the opening is. Just what do you see? And the reason I like this piece is because this changes your whole life. You're never, I hear it even now from people. Some people can't get promotions at work. Some people lose their job. Some people, and they believe, most people believe that if they're doing what they're supposed to do, the person who's making the decision on where you move or where you go or what's going to happen next to you should recognize that, and you should be rewarded for it. And it's kind of how we grew up, right? And especially here in America, you go to school, you do your homework, you don't mouth off, you follow all the rules, you get good grades, and they keep moving you along and they praise you all the way up there, and you get what you deserve in that world. And the kids that don't do that get punished in some way or the other. They're ridiculed, they get bad grades, they get sent to the principal, whatever it is. But I think if you can figure out where is the opening for what you want to do. Now, what you don't want to do is not become who you are. Like, we always hear the story. In fact, the stories that are told the most around us are the people that overcame the limitations of what was blocking them. They weren't going to have it. They were going to fight through it. And those are great stories too. But even they saw an opening. They saw such a weakness that they felt they could overcome that weakness. So they went at it. So it's still the same concept, but you only have a limited time if you're trying to get an athletic scholarship. You need to be on varsity. The college coaches need to see you at the varsity level. They need to see you playing against the best. And if you're not playing against the best, that you're dominating the person that's a level below, that you belong here on the next level. It's the same thing going from junior high to high school. If you can't play at the top level, yes, you can play frost soft, you can play JV, but at some point by your junior, senior year, you need to get on varsity. If you believe you are a collegiate level player, you need to get on varsity. And it could be that the people on varsity are just so much better right now, you have to wait your turn. But then that means you need to play outside, club. You need to get some training. You need to go to tournaments. You need to go to combines. You need to go to showcases because you have the skills. There's just not a position waiting for you. Now, most of those families will change schools, right? They will go someplace else and play. And if you want to do that, you can. Maybe you see an opening over there. But I can tell you this, you're not going to be able to just keep running to something else. If you can learn the skill of where's the opening? There's an opening here. What is that coach looking for? Are they looking? They're telling you too. In practice, they're yelling about different stuff that's not happening. There's an opening every single time. It could be, oh, you got to be a better defensive player. We need somebody to be able to stop. Is there somebody on another team that's just destroying you guys? And you go, hey, I can take care of this. I can concentrate. I see they always like to go this way or that way, or they have a tail here, or I could plug that hole in, or I could be the person, or they need this or this. You become that person, and the coach will see that, and then they'll see that you have that, and maybe that other player is dominating. They'll be look down that bench or look across the field and go, okay, I need this. If it's an individual sport, what is it that the team, say it's golf or tennis or something like that, what is it that the team keeps losing in that position? Or in that they don't have this skill set. Maybe you're a better putter. Maybe you can play at the net. Maybe whatever it is, if you can fill a hole, then you can get a chance to play, and then you can show your skill set for everything else. All right, guys, so what do you see? That is this week's. And so there's going to be 52 of these. I think this is number 5. Go back and watch the other 4, and we're going to keep going through these because I want you guys to see those little bitty tiny openings that are there that everybody else sort of misses. And it's not necessarily that what I'm telling you is going to get you where you need to get, but I've seen these things help other players get to where they want to get, which was getting an athletic scholarship offer. All right, you guys, as always, best of luck to you in all your endeavors, and we'll talk to you next week.